Okay, now you're thinking, Miss Ma, this takes a really long time using base 10 blocks. And you're right, it does take a long time using base 10 blocks. The Alberta curriculum says you need to know how to do division using concrete objects, or in other words, objects that you can touch and move. But once you get used to using concrete objects, there is a shorter way, and I've shown you using this algorithm here. So I'm going to clear this again, and we're going to do one more, but this time I'm not going to use the base 10 blocks. Okay, so we're just going to write an equation down. We're going to go 68 divided by 5. Now, all year I've been harping on you to use your graph paper properly, 1 digit per box. It is so important here to do that. If you do not line up your numbers, you're going to do it incorrectly, and then you're going to get your answers wrong. You're going to be very upset because you didn't understand why. So your first job is to line up your numbers correctly. So I'm not using base 10 blocks. And down the side, I'm going to put D for dad, M for mother, S for sister, and B for brother. Now, dad says divide. So this is the family that will remind you of the steps in the division algorithm. Okay, mother says multiply. If you follow this algorithm every time, you should be able to do long division. S, sister says subtract. Subtract. This step is very important. Always subtract. Do the subtraction before brother comes by. The pesky brother says bring down. A lot of kids want to bring down before they subtract, and then they get messed up. So if you're going to follow the algorithm, you have to do it using this order, or you might mess up. So 68 is my dividend, 5 is my divisor. I'm looking for my quotient. So I want to figure out, if I have 6 tens, how many can I divide into 5 groups equally? Well, if you remember, if I had 6 tens and 8 ones, remember, and I had split it into 5 groups, I could have taken 1 and put it into each group. Okay, so it's really asking you how many 5s make close to 6 without going over. So if I start counting by 5s, 5, 10. Well, 10's too much, so I can't use 10. So I can only use one group of 5. So one group of 5. Mother says multiply. 1 times 5 is 5. Now I don't know if you're picturing how we used to do it with the base 10 blocks, but if you are, you're going to see that I had put one rod in each group of 5, and I should have 1 rod left. Okay, and the units over here, the units would have been over here. I need to bring that down. So after sister says subtract, brother says bring down. Bring down the 8 with a nice straight arrow, nice straight line. My new dividend is 18. So if you're picturing base 10 blocks, I should have 1 rod and 8 units left. Okay? Now, this is the step where it's a little bit simpler, because that 1 rod, remember, I had to break it into units and then split all the units, blah, 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 blah. This one, all I have to say is, how many 5s make close to 18 without going over? So if I count by 5s, I want to get to 18, but I don't want to go over. So let's count. 5, 10, 15. And if I put one more tick, it's going to be 20, but that's too much. So how many 5s make close to 18 without going over? Well, 3 5s make close to 18. So this is exactly the same as if I stuck 3 units into each group of 5 right now. Okay, so mother says multiply. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 5 is 15. Line up my numbers. Sister says subtract. Nice subtraction sign. Nice straight line. If you notice, everything is lined up. All my digits are lined up. And let's do the subtraction. 8 minus 5 is 3, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So if we actually still had base 10 blocks, I would have 3 units left, and I have nothing left to bring down, no more digits left to bring down, so I'm finished. So my 3, remember, is a remainder of 3. So 68 candies, 5 kids, each kid gets 13 candies, and I have a remainder of 3. Okay, let's try another one. So I'm going to clear that. Oh, let's put my pen back here. Clear that. Let's do 79 divided by 3. 79 is my dividend. 3 is my divisor. I'm looking for my quotient. I'm going to follow the steps of my algorithm. Dad, mother, sister, brother. Okay, so we take a look at our tens. Dad says divide. How many 3s make close to 7 without counting over? So let's do my tick marks on the side. 3, 6. Well, if I put another tick, it's going to be 9, and I only need 7. So how many 3s do I need to make close to 7? Well, I only need 2 3s. So let's put a 2 here. Mother says multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. Sister says subtract. So I put a nice subtraction sign, nice straight line. 7 minus 6 is 1. And brother says to bring down. So I put a nice arrow. Bring down. I should have 19 left to divide still. So there's my dividend. So then we go all the way back to Dad. Dad says divide. If I take 19 and I want to make 3 equal groups, how many 3s make 19? Let's count again. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Well, if I put one more, it's 21. Well, that's not going to work. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I have 6 ticks. So I would have put 6 units into each group of 3. And then mother says multiply. 6 times 3 is 18. Sister says subtract. So I'm going to subtract. 9 minus 8 is 1. And 1 minus 1 is 0. If I did this with base 10 blocks, I should have 1 unit left. And clearly I can't split up that 1 unit right now. So my remainder is going to be a 1. So if you said, what is 79 divided by 3, you would say the quotient is 26, remainder 1. Now, I'm going to post up a video, the grade 5s. Some of you may remember this video. It's of the shark or the whale burping out little fish. It's really cute. It uses this dad, mother, sister, brother technique. And I'm also going to post an assignment. It's going to be the same assignment for both grades because this is such a unique way of teaching you long division that I think we all just need to slow down a bit and figure out how to do it first before I give the grade 5s a little bit more difficult assignments. So please, if you don't understand it, try it first and then come to my Google Meets. I will be here all week. You can have all week to do this assignment. Come to my Google Meets and I will explain it over and over again.